Hey guys, I'm Steph. Welcome back to my beauty stash. Today we're going to be playing around with the brand new Hipdot and Clueless collaboration. How cute is this? First and foremost, I've never tried Hipdot Cosmetics, Hipdot Beauty before, so this is going to be a first impression of the brand. And second, I don't think I've ever seen Clueless collab with another makeup brand. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but when I saw this, I was like, you know what? I like that. I love the movie Clueless. I'd never tried Hipdot before. The palette looked cute. There's actually two palettes and of course some lip oils, which I am wearing one of them right now. I just thought it was a really cute collection. Now, this was released on the Hipdot website as well as the Ulta Beauty website. I think it went to Ulta a day later, a day after it released on Hipdot. But on Ulta, you buy everything separately. And I know on Hipdot, they sold like the whole PR box. I want to say that was like $108 or something like that. I did not order from Hipdot just because there was a couple pieces that I just really didn't need. I really just wanted the makeup. So I went ahead and just purchased the 3 different items individually from the Ulta Beauty website and it arrived yesterday. So I did a quick Instagram reel already. I swatched the palette, so I'm definitely going to insert those photos and I'll also insert the Instagram reel that I did before we get into the demo portion of today's video. But let me show you what we're going to be working with today. And it is really, guys, a really cute collection. This is the eyeshadow palette. It says Hipdot right here. And look at how fuzzy it is. It feels like a stuffed animal. It feels like one of those rugs, like a shag rug or something. And then, of course, you have Clueless up there. I love it. I just thought this was so cute. And of course, on the back, you do have the ingredients. You have the shades right here. This is cruelty-free and vegan, and it says it's going to last for 2 years after opening. So let's open up this little beauty right here. This is the eyeshadow palette that you're getting. How pretty is that? So this is a 12-pan palette. I think the palette on its own retails for about $32, $33, around that price point. It is the most expensive thing of the 3 items that are in this collection or what's available on the Ulta website. And it's a nice color story. Is it a very unique color story? No, but I think these are definitely colors and shades that you'd find represented within the movie Clueless. So I'm happy with it. So let me show you the second palette. How cute is this, guys? This is a flip phone. It says, I was just totally clueless. Of course, it has the Clueless logo. Look, the little antenna up here. On the back, it says Clueless. This flips down like a cell phone would. You have a little heart-shaped mirror, and then you have these 4 shades. Now, this is a blush/highlighter palette because the 2 shades in the middle, those are definitely shimmer shades, so you can use them as a highlighter or you can use them as a blush topper. This palette swatched just fine as well, so I am very anxious to be using this, and guys, I can't wait to display this. I got it also because I knew it would look really cute on my beauty room shelves, and I knew it'd just be something nice to have, a conversation piece. So really do like this. And then last but not least, I picked up the lip oil trio, and I'm wearing this one right now. This one is in the shade Thai, and then you do have these other 2 shades. So you're basically getting 2 neutrals and a red. And the red shade is called Share. And then this other shade, kind of like a mauve purple shade, this one is called Dion. So of course, those are named after the 3 female leads in the movie. Such a cute collection. Already, I'm loving the packaging. I'm loving the whole presentation of this collection. And so far, everything's swatched perfectly outdoors. All right, so now I'm gonna insert the swatches that I did of these palettes as well as the lip oils. I will say the lip oil was a little bit difficult to swatch just because it's a sheer formula. So just heads up on that if these swatches don't look that great with the lip oils. They're not the easiest of things to swatch, but everything else did perfectly. So guys, if you want to see the new Hipdot and Clueless collaboration in action, keep on watching. right, guys, so let's start first with the cheeks. I have bronzer on my forehead, a little bit on my nose, and right here under my jaw. I didn't put anything on my cheeks. And in case you're wondering, I am using the Wayne Goss bronzer. This is the Radiance Boosting Face Palette, and I have the shade Satin Bronze, which is like the medium shade. It's the middle shade out of the three that he released. So just heads up on that. Oh, and in case you're wondering about foundation, I am going to have everything I'm using linked in the description box, but I'm using the new one from Tarte. This is the Tarte C Hydroflex Serum Foundation. So far, I have really been enjoying this. I've already reviewed it. I did a 2-day wear test, so I will have that linked up above in case you want to check this new one out. Highly worth checking out, by the way. All right, so now let's dive into this Too Cute blush and highlight palette. Let's see. I'm going to do, I guess, the 2 matte shades, one on each side, and then we'll do the 2 shimmer shades, one on each side, so we can see how those are going to look. So I'm going to start with this first shade at the top. And I don't see like a shade name or anything, so this is just the pink matte shade that is in the palette. And it does have a little bit of sparkle in it. I don't know if you can see that on camera, but when looking at it up close, there is ever so slightly a little bit of shimmer. It doesn't look like glitter or anything, so we'll see how that transfers onto the cheeks. Seems pretty pigmented. This is a rephr number 4 brush. I like using this one for my blush, so let's see. Okay, yep, it's definitely pigmented and it's definitely pink. I'm just gonna tap a little bit off on my hand. Oh yeah, this is pigmented. And it's blending out fairly well. Just gonna take some more off of the brush. Since I don't have bronzer, I'm just dragging it all the way up here. Now I'm gonna take my damp beauty sponge, just kind of pat over it. Kind of just help to blend it in. Now there is a very soft sheen to it, but it's not glitter. Just want to make that clear. It's not glitter. It blended out really nicely, really pigmented. I think this is definitely going to look really nice on somebody who has a deeper skin tone than mine as well. And of course, if you have a very fair complexion, even lighter than me, you definitely want to go in with a light hand. All right, so now what I want to do, I'm going to go in with this shimmer shade right here, and I'm going to apply that kind of like to the tops of my cheekbones, and I'm going to be using a Sigma F03 to apply that. Very pigmented as well. I'm having to tap this off. Okay, so this is definitely the highlight. This is definitely going to amp up the sheen to the blush, but it's looking really pretty. Like it blends in with that shade so nicely. You know, it's kind of hard to see with the lights, but there is a very pretty sheen to my cheeks. I'm loving it. All right, let's jump over to the right side, and now I'm going to go in with this shade right here. And I'm just going to clean off the rephr 04 brush. All right, so I'm going to dip in lightly. Wow. Okay, that was lightly. Let me tap some off. This is a pretty shade. Wow, and it's super pigmented. Okay, gotta get some more off. I like this shade. I think I like this shade better than this shade. That's nice. That's nice. And I was very light-handed with it, and it is super pigmented. All right, so now let's go in with this more gold tone shimmer right here. I'm still going to use the same Sigma F03 brush. Just applying that up here on the tops of the cheekbone. And just working it up right here. I'm going to go over it with the blush brush just to kind of blend everything. And there you have it. Really nice, like a really pretty sheen to the cheeks. Guys, I think both sides, especially this one, like I can really see the shimmer on this side more so than I can on this side, but they both look pretty. Like I like so far the performance of this palette. It's super pigmented, but it's easy to blend. There is a little bit of kick up in the pan with it, but nothing major, nothing that bothers me. I think they both look really, really nice. And you know, the packaging is just A+. So now let's move on to using the eyeshadow palette. And I am going to be creating 2 different looks with this palette. So here are shades that we're going to be working with. I really want to use the purple shade right here. This purple shade is called Doll Face, right there. So let's see, let's go in with this purple shade. Let's start with that one first. And I'm going to take a rephr number 27 brush. And I'm just going to start working that, let's see. I'm just going to start working that on the crease. And I do have the Anastasia Beverly Hills eyeshadow primer on already. Just heads up. I usually don't talk through these eyeshadow looks, eyeshadow tutorials. And the reason why I don't is because it gets really hot in my beauty room. And I usually have the AC on. It's like a little window unit, and it's right here, like right there. And well, it makes too much noise. So that is why you don't always see me or hear me doing those type of videos. It's not because I don't want to, it's just really hot. But today's been a cool day. It's a cool evening, I should say. It wasn't a cool day, but it's a cool evening. And I turned my air on early, so the room has kind of cooled down some. So it's easy to film right now. And guys, I have 4 lights, so there's heat being emitted from those lights. So yeah. That's blending out really, really nicely. There is a little bit of kick up in the pan as well with this shade, as I'm expecting all of the shades to have kick up, especially because the blush palette had kick up in the pan with all 4 shades. Okay, so we'll leave it like that. Now I'm going to go in with this shade right here, and this one is called Fat. And we're going to apply that on the outer corner just to kind of deepen it up. And for that, I'll be using a rephr number 14. Those 2 shades are blending very nicely on one another. So far, so good with this palette. I'm liking the performance of the shadows. I think they're nice. I'm not getting any fallout. I'm going to go back in with my rephr number 27 brush just to kind of blend out the edge right here. No additional product. Now we're going to go in with this shade right here. This one is called Whatever. Now since I have shorter nails, I got a manicure yesterday. I'm going to use my finger. And I'm going to apply that right here. Oh wow. Look at that. That is pretty. That is very pretty. Okay, now I'm going to get a brush just to kind of place it a little bit better. I'm not wetting the brush either. Just right in here. This is a Morphe M205. Okay, now for the lower lash line, I'm going to go back in with Doll Face. And I'm going to use a rephr number 26 brush just to kind of run that all along the lower lash line. This looks really nice, if I do say so myself. Okay, so now For the inner corner, I think I'm just going to go back in with whatever. And we're just going to use these 3 shades to create this look. And I'm going to use the same rephr brush, number 26. I am going to spray it though, just because this is like a little pointed brush. Oh yeah, look at that. All right, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go back in with Fat, and I'm going to keep that really close to the lower lash line just to kind of deepen it up down there. I'm going to use this really tiny rephr number 23 brush to do that detail work with. All right, so I like the way this has turned out. For the lower waterline, I'm going to go in with this eyeliner from NYX. This is the Epic Wear in the shade Periwinkle Pop. And for the top lash line, I'm going to go in with my favorite black eyeliner, and this is from Wet n Wild. This is the Breakup Proof Liquid Eyeliner. For mascara, I'm going to go in with the Milk KUSH Mascara. So far, so good with look number 1. I like the way everything came out. I like the performance of the shadows that I used. Especially love the shimmer shade. I think it's really, really nice. Really easy to create this look. I only used 3 shades. All right, so now let's jump over here to the right eye and start creating look number 2. All right, guys, so what shades do we want to use? Let's see. Are you getting a little bit of Zendo vibes, Natasha Denona Zendo vibes from this palette? I'm getting a little bit, a hint of them. I think it's because of the blue and the red and these neutral shades down here. Let's see. I kind of want to use these blue shades over here, but I kind of maybe want to use the red as well. Decisions. Let's see. Let's just start with this neutral shade down here. This one is called Highly Selective. Let's put that in the crease and then let's see where the palette takes us. I'm going to go back in with the rephr number 27 brush and just start blending this in. That shade is blending out really, really well. So far, so good with this palette and the blush palette. Very good first impression, Hipdot. Whenever you're in doubt, guys, and you don't know what color to start with, if there's a color like this in the palette, just throw that in the crease because from here, you can pretty much do anything. All right, now let's see. Should we go in with the red shade? To kind of just use that to deepen up the outer corner. Because we already used this shade here. And then maybe we can do this in the center and bring some of this on the inner corner. Let's start with the red. Let's do the red on the outer corner and kind of work that into the crease. And I'm going to use the rephr number 14 brush, which is what I used on this eye for the outer corner. And that's a pretty red. Definitely pigmented. Kind of just keeping that right here in the crease as well, but not taking it too high. I want that first shade that we laid down to show. I'm going to go back in with the rephr 27. Just to kind of soften this edge right here. It's packing on and blending out very nicely. Now I'm going back in with a little bit more of Highly Selective, which was our first shade. Just adding it up here. So now let's go in with the shade Totally Paused. And you'll remember that from when she's like, I totally paused when she was learning how to drive. So let's see, I'm gonna take that on a rephr number 28 brush and I'm gonna spray the shade just because I'm going to be, well, let's see. I have some on the brush. Let me, oh wow, that's nice. I just don't want to get any fallout with it, especially because it's a red shade. But that's pretty. But I am going to spray it. So I'm going to pick up a little bit more. I'm not going to bring it all the way in, but just keep it like right here. But wow, that is a pretty shimmer shade. I like that. That's really, really pretty. Now I'm just going to use the opposite side of the brush. And let's go in with this shade right here. This is the shade Classic. And I'm going to place that on the inner corner. And I am going to spray it. Ooh, that's nice. Just kind of blend it into Totally Paused. That looks pretty. Now I'm going to go back in with the red shade, which I don't think I told you the name. It's called Full On Monet. And just kind of deepen this up a little bit. So now for the lower lash line, let's go back in with Highly Selective, which was our first shade. And I'm going to go back to my rephr number 26 brush for that. Now let's go in with this shade right here. This one is called Botticelli, and I'm gonna work that on the inner corner and a little bit down here on the lower lash line. And I'm gonna take a rephr number 3 brush, and I am gonna spray it just because I'm working with a shimmer shade and it's a small area. Perfect. Just dragging it down a little bit. And that is really brightening up that inner corner. So far, this palette is beautiful. Really, really nice. I don't really want to deepen up the lower lash line much more. I think it looks fine the way it is. Let's add some eyeliner to the upper lash line. I'm going to go back in with the Wet n Wild Breakup Proof. And for the lower waterline, I'm going to go in with this new shade in the LA Girl Shockwave. This is the metallic liner in the shade Penny. Now I'm going to add some Milk KUSH Mascara. Alright, so this is the completed look number 2. What do you guys think? No issues, guys. No issues blending any of the shades. I didn't get any fallout from either side. Both looks came out really nice, if I do say so myself. Now let's try the other 2 lip oils. I'm just going to put it over what I have. This one is in the shade Dion. And this is more of like the mauve. And these feel so good. That one's really nice, and I think it goes with both eye looks, but especially with this eye look. That's really nice, very comfortable formula, and yeah, I like that. I'm going to remove it because now we're going to go in with the shade Share, and that is the red shade, this one right here. And I like the packaging. Remember, this is what Cher was wearing at the beginning of the video, that yellow suit that she was wearing. So, so cute. That's a really nice shade. And this is such a hydrating formula. Just so easy just to throw on. This is a really pretty shade, and it's not as red as it looks in the tube, but it's perfect. It's just a perfect flush of color. Definitely what a lip oil should be. And all 3 of these guys are gonna complement all of the shades in the palette. So really, really nice. And I love that little cap on it. Super, super cute. All right, guys. So now let me give you guys my final thoughts on this Hipdot and Clueless collaboration. All right, guys, so now that I've used everything in the Clueless and Hipdot collection, let me give you guys my final thoughts, and I think you already know what I'm gonna say. This collection is getting 2 thumbs up from me. I loved it. I thought it was the cutest thing. And when I saw it released on Instagram, I thought, you know what? This is going to be my first time to try Hipdot. I want it to be this collection because I did grow up watching Clueless. I still watch it. I'm probably going to go put it on while I'm editing this video. But I love the movie, big fan of the movie. So this just seemed like a good fit for me. The nostalgia behind it, and of course that it's pink and fuzzy, and it's gonna look really cute displayed here in my beauty room. So let's talk first about the first thing that we used, which was the blush palette. It's in the shape of a flip phone. You don't get any more 90s than this, guys. And I thought that the shades were amazingly pigmented, and they blended beautifully. Now, if you have a fair skin tone like I do, go in with a light hand. A little is definitely gonna go a long way, and you can most definitely use the shimmer shades as blush toppers. You can use this whole palette as an eyeshadow palette if you wanna do it that way, but I don't think that you're going to find that the shimmer shades leave a cast on your skin. At least I don't feel like they do on mine, and I'm a fair to light skin tone. So I think just about everybody is going to be good to go with this palette. I just think it's really, really cute. And I do love that you have the 2 matte shades and then the 2 shimmer shades just to give you some versatility with the palette. And yeah, it's just really, really cute. You're going to hear me saying the word cute if you haven't already quite often in this video. Now let's talk about the eyeshadow palette, the fuzzy eyeshadow palette. You're just gonna want to keep doing this all day when you get the palette. Really, really nice. Really nice. They paid attention to all the details with this collection. The mirror right here says Total Betty. That is one of Cher's sayings in the movie. And these are the 12 shades that you do get. You have a nice mixture of mattes and shimmers, and they all performed really well. I think there was only 4 shades, and it was these 4 shades right here that I didn't use, and I ended up using the rest of the shades. So not bad. Not bad for creating 2 looks, and this being a first impression and review of the collection. I will most definitely be creating another look, and I'll focus over here on the blue shades that I didn't get to use in today's video. Guys, you don't need to spray your brush with the shimmer shades. I like to do that just because it helps with not getting any fallout, and it just helps with better placement. But you saw that I used them without spraying, and I used them with my finger, and they performed just fine. The matte shades are pigmented, they're easy to blend, and they blend into each other nicely, which is always a good thing. And finally, I think that this is the color story that you see in the movie. I think these are all shades and tones that are definitely included in the movie, and I'll double check it because I'm about to go watch the movie again, but I can definitely see why they included the shades they did. Don't let the pops of color scare you guys. You can definitely create some neutral looks and just add that pop of color to the inner corner or to the lower lash line. If you're not really comfortable with doing like a red eye or a purple eye like this, you can add your color to the lower lash line. Kind of just slowly ease into wearing color on an everyday basis. But I really enjoyed this palette. Really think it is a nice little collector's item to have. Something cute to have like in your beauty room or on your vanity in your bedroom. Really, really nice. Finally, the lip oils. I love the shades, and I especially love, like I told you guys, the little caps on them. I mean, again, attention to detail. All 3 shades are going to go perfectly with whatever look you create within the palette, and they're very comfortable. Really comfortable, hydrating on the lips. Perfect for summertime. Once again, guys, I picked up all 3 pieces because the lip oils did come in the set of 3. I picked everything up from Ulta Beauty Online, so that is where I will have it linked. But if you want the full like PR box, I'm not too sure if it's still available, but if it is on the Hipdot website. It is not on the Ulta Beauty website. Ulta got everything individually, which is fine because I think the PR box had like a notepad, it had some pens and just some other things that I didn't really need. I wasn't going to get a lot of use out of, so I just wanted to save a little bit of money and just get the makeup items that I wanted to have here in my stash, and of course to try out for you guys here on camera. So again, 2 thumbs up for me. Great job, Hipdot and Clueless. Way to represent this iconic movie from the 90s. Let me know what you thought, guys, about this collection. What did you think about the looks? Which look was your favorite? Are you going to be picking up anything from the collection? I think you should. I'm 39, so if you're around my age, then you grew up with this movie. And even if you're younger, I am sure you've seen this movie because it is an iconic movie and it's definitely worth watching again. So that wraps up today's video. If you enjoyed watching, please give me a thumbs up. I want to say welcome to all of my new subscribers. Thank you all so much for being here. And if it is your first time here on my channel, welcome, and I hope you'll consider subscribing. There is definitely not a lack of content here on my channel. As always, I want to thank you guys so much for watching another one of my videos. You all have a great day or night, wherever it is you all are at. Stay hydrated, guys. Drink your water. Cheers. And I will see you all very soon. Bye.